Where do you want me to say you're from, Michael?
Plano, Texas, which is a suburb of Dallas,
Okay.
in Texas.
And shall I reference the business, Farmers Insurance?
Career success.
Career success, want me to say? Okay.
Yeah, Farmers Insurance is our client.
Okay, so you want me to just talk about career success, yeah?
Yeah, career success.
Okay, wonderful. Well, this is what we'll do then. Well, welcome guys to today. I'm really excited about this session today. We've got Michael Cower on from the United States, and if you want to check him out, he's at Career Success. It's careersuccess.com, Michael.
The website is farmerscareersuccess.com.
There you go, farmerscareersuccess.com. That's what you guys need. So I'm really excited today about Michael because Michael's only been with us a short period of time. It's a few months, isn't it, Michael? You've been with us?
Yes, it's I think April, May.
Yep.
Yeah, June.
And I had an email from Michael, and then out of the blue, I've got these results, and it was the figure that struck me. You've done your 12 months billing in 60 days, or on target to do 12 months billing in 60 days. And the cool thing about Michael was he's an implementer. So these are the steps. Get on with it, and I've implemented it. And then we've gone and looked to see what he's done online, and he's done a few other things we didn't even know he'd been doing. So I just wanted to share Michael's what Michael's been doing really, and just share his model of the world, his view of the world, and really go through where he's been, where he is now, and what the future looks like. So what I'll do, Michael, with your permission, I'm going to turn my face off and have your face on. So
Very good.
So let's do this then. So first off, just very quickly, give us your background in terms of your last 10, 15 years. What's your business look like? Who, what, where? And then we're going to get into what the exact problem's been.
Exactly. My previous background is executive search. I actually started and ran two executive search firms. I actually started the first one when I was 29 years old, and sold both of them. Went into consulting, and then got into corporate recruiting for the last 5 years. And I guess, got the entrepreneurial spirit again, and started my own firm, Career Success, which is located here in the Dallas area. And what I wanted to do is build a company which is more systems related. The 20 years I've been recruiting, it was basically cold calling potential client companies and candidates, and it has to be a better way. And that's why I met Andy and his company and put the systems in place. I really didn't wait till I had all the systems in place. I just took it piecemeal and started using them, and I got a lot of success from it in that respect. So I guess the biggest I'm sorry.
So Michael, sorry, before we get into what you've done, because I really want to dig into what you've done, because I'm excited about that. If we may, just give us what the pre doing what you're doing now. You mentioned cold calling and you wanted systems. What just take us through a typical, what did the world look like before? Now, what's the key problem you had? Was it hitting the phones? Was it cold calling wasn't working? Was it you weren't front of mind? Was it no automation? What was your key problem at the time?
Sure. We're a greenfield startup. We started up 1st of June of this year. Recruiting at my previous company, it was all cold calling. Working 60, 70 hours a week, cold calling candidates, interviewing them. Just had a better way. And one thing I did not want to do in my firm is do the same thing and impress upon my team that you had to cold call and hunt business down and chase candidates and clients. So I want to put systems in place where the people element would minimize, and the systems and the processes would be the key. So basically, we implemented your systems, Andy, from day one, and that's produced success for us.
Awesome. So before then, you were on the previous world, and in the dark days, we were focusing on cold calling, long hours, 60, 70 hours, and that's the way we were working. Now you've got startup. This time I want to do it properly from the ground up, and so you focused on systems. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, good. Well, let's do this and let's switch gears then, and just I say it's only early days and it's only been a few months, but you've already got some results I'm really proud about for you, and I'm excited for what's going to happen in the future. And in fact, what you just told me before the call got even better. But just take us through what sort of frameworks have you used then? So, what have you done in terms of the first sort of 3-4 months? What have you set up? What frameworks have you set up then, or systems have you set up, or automation?
Correct. I guess the first three was all with the goal of positioning myself and my firm as experts in the industry. How you position your company and yourself will determine how candidates and potential clients will relate to you in that relationship. So my main focus was building up my network through LinkedIn, which I have about 8,000 connections currently, and then producing content to those contacts, which all of them, all my clients and prospective clients were LinkedIn connections from day one. So the first thing I started to do is creating content and pushing that content to them, a systematic approach to basically position myself as an expert in the industry, in recruiting, in entrepreneurship, the hot buttons that I know these clients look for and have interest in. From that, I started getting contacts from prospective clients to want to do business with me. Not as much, come out and do a sales call, but basically developing a funnel that the system itself would qualify the prospective clients as someone I would want to work with or not. And all that was done in a process where I would not have to, talk to a client, ask the questions. They would have to answer my questions from a consultative point. Then from there, I can set up 2 meetings with them and kind of determine, hey, we're the right fit. So when we got to that second meeting, it's more like, where can I, send a check? And it takes the sales aspect away. And then on the candidate side, same thing. I launched my first webinar last week, very successful. And, I focused on attracting candidates to a webinar for a specific client I'm working with in that area. And from that, I got 7 candidates that we're arranging interviews for.
Outstanding.
So I think it's marketing. It's a different mindset. As I mentioned, I've done recruiting, and I've been very successful old school, picking up phone, calling and dialing and smiling in that respect. And there's a better way, especially in the one-to-many approach that your spouse I've used. And being a small firm, we have we look big. We have a lot of connections, and we can get our message out in a very efficient manner.
So you've really there. So the content strategy, it's the content cannon strategy you used, wasn't it? The content cannon, and you focused on one-to-many webinar, and you mentioned the funnel there, which is outstanding. So as you said, by the time you get to them, it turns the dynamic on its head. They're giving you the sale as opposed to you chasing them. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yeah. For those listening, what Michael's touched on really eloquently, the very first thing he said was positioning is the key thing, and that's that underpins everything, doesn't it? About you becoming the celebrity or the marketplace leader, and the automation, all the sexy tools are brilliant, but that really drives the long-term certainty. So. So far, out of the strategies, you've been using Content Cannon, you've been using webinars, you've got a funnel in place now. I know you're using the meeting magnet as well, so they're booking into your online diary, they're coming to you. Out of all the things you've done then so far, what's the sort of, if you look at what you've done the last few months, the model you're using now, compared to the model you were doing before, the cold calling and the making all those horrible calls, those icky feeling you get, what would you say has been sort of the key lessons then between the two, from the dark days to the future of recruitment and what you're doing now?
I I'd say being efficient, and let me kind of draw a comparison as far as my bandwidth and my firm's ability to service clients. Working in a corporate environment, I'm doing 6 times that as much production using this system as far as recruiting output than I did in a corporate environment. Okay, so which means my production has increased 6 times using a system versus the one-to-one type recruiting methods that most corporate and really most search firms use these days. And I'm just saying that this increasing your efficiency, your bandwidth to take on new clients, and bottom line, it makes you more money.
Yeah, bottom line, it makes you more money. Speaking of which, I am right in what I read in your email, wasn't it? You were on target to do your year's billing in 60 days.
Yes.
Yeah. So that I didn't actually know your reference there to 6 times the production. That's a metric which I didn't know you were at, which is outstanding, Michael. So you're effectively the money in your pocket then is being reflected by the systems actually giving you that 6 times leverage.
Yes. Yes. And again, you do not have to have a large recruiting staff to grow. The key thing is focusing on efficiency of the systems. And again, it's an ongoing process. You're tinkering what works, what doesn't work. How can we increase the KPI, key performance indicators on everything, either from marketing to response rate to the quality of the candidates, different markets that you recruit in. It's the fun part is you're working on a business for you owners out there versus actually doing all the tactical work, the day-to-day production work. So if you work on the business itself, the systems, and get some key competent people who can follow a system, you will grow and you'll be successful as a business.
Awesome. Loving the way you're using the word system. You know how much we're huge into that inside the inner circle. You know that. In terms of what your next sort of 6 months look like, then what's it look like for you now, Michael? What's your well, 2 things really. For example, we get people coming to us. Well, I've got a business plan, and next year our 1-year target's this, and our 2-year target's this. And as you know, I say to all of you guys at the start, rip it up, because you'll see in the first 30 days just what's possible if you apply what you've been shown. If you've brought in your 12-month target in 60 days, what's your next 6-12 months look like then? What's your strategy now in terms of increasing your marketing, your automation, your positioning? What's your focus now?
I'd say increasing our brand awareness in the marketplace. As Andy mentioned, we had certain target goal our first 12 months in business, and we'll hit that the first 90 days. Our contracts are 1 year in length. Okay, so they're retained type engagements. The fun part is using your alliance strategy to partner with other companies to some joint marketing. We had the opportunity to partner with the largest training company that services our client base, and with that partnership, we did some joint marketing with my company name and theirs, and with that, we got intent of 30 new clients who are signing on, and what that means in revenue for Career Success is about $1.8 million. Okay, so look at over the next 12 months is basically increasing the efficiency in our recruiting production to service that size of an account, and then using that to grow and leverage our success and get more clients.
Awesome. So for those of you who didn't pick up on what Michael just said there, and I actually didn't know this about Michael again until about a minute before this call, he's used a strategy called the JV Jump, and essentially it's set an alliance strategy whereby you partner up with non-competing firms with databases and etc. you can leverage. And again, I didn't know Michael had followed it, and just before the call he said, by the way, we picked up $1.8 million worth of business over the next period using that strategy. And this is why exactly I wanted to speak to Michael today, because sometimes people say, you sound like, in fact, KC on another one of these calls said, Andy, when I first saw you, I thought you were full of shit. He said, I thought you were an Australian man trying to talk rubbish. And, you know, I'm not from Australia, from England, but when you talk about these strategies, because recruitment doesn't know what's available, they think it sounds like BS. And but when you implement it, the results do follow. And so that's why I want to speak to you, Michael, because you're implementing without me even knowing. So you're following the steps which are in the members area. You're doing these things, even without, you know, we have one-to-one calls, but I don't know these things are happening. So say sometimes people say you're full of shit. There's no way these things are working that way. And again, before this call, I didn't realise you bought in 1.8 million by following a simple JV strategy. So that's why I want to get you on here, Michael, effectively.
Sure, I appreciate that.
Just on that then, so you've been using a bit of automation, you've been using a bit of the JV strategy, you've been using a bit of some positioning strategies. We're only a few months in, so exciting times ahead. Any final insights or anything you want to share with everyone?
Yeah, and when I started, you know, I had no understanding of these type of processes. You know, the email, the content, you know, production, the one-to-many concept, or one-to-many. I've never heard of that. Okay, all I knew was, you know, basic one-to-one recruiting. So, you know, the main thing is you know, take one thing at a time and start implementing it. I mean, you'll make mistakes. I make mistakes every day, and that's how you learn. And the main thing is don't overanalyze it. Just start doing it,
yeah.
And you'll see the results, and then you'll get more proficient and get better. Yeah, but main thing, don't wait. Just get started. Awesome.
Listen, I love the way you said that as well, because you know we say always about doing 80% is good enough for the first cycle, then 80% that remaining 20% gives you another 16%, so that's 96%, and that's all you need, because no one else is doing this in your marketplace. So you are going to blow them out of the water, and you are actually now living and breathing that a few months in, so I'm made up for you, Michael. What I'm going to do is wrap up the call. I want to be respectful of Michael's time. Often when people see these, you become a bit of a celebrity here, Michael. So just two things. Number one, just want to share your company again, so people can go and check out you if they need you in the future.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Andy. The company is Career Success LLC. We're headquartered in Plano, Texas, which is a suburb of Dallas, Texas, here in the United States. And my website is farmerscareersuccess.com. Farmers is you know, our primary client. That's why it's Farmers. So farmerscareersuccess.com.
This is the beauty of what we do, though. Everything's behind the scenes, isn't it? We've got a funnel, and it happens behind the scenes. But do the reason why I always want to make it clear, you know, if you reach out to Michael, feel free to do so, but also be respectful. Michael, as you can see, is extremely busy, and you'll get a feel for some of the things, some of the strategies you will at our website as well. So if you reach out to Michael, treat him with respect, you know, enjoy it, you know, enjoy the conversation if you do speak to him, but say be respectful, because a lot of people view these videos. But Michael, I've got to say thank you so much for taking the time. Thank you for giving me the time to actually go through and see what was before, what was after. And for me, I think the key lesson here from Michael, and that's why I want to get Michael on today. You know, at the beginning of the call, I said some of these calls we get people on from the group, and those who've gone from, you know, doing $5,000 a month to doing $100,000 a month, or going from $20,000 a month to $400,000 a month. And it isn't always about that. It's about starting up sometimes. And I didn't know. I thought our conversation was going to be about the fact that you've done your year's billing in 60 days, although you've put me right as 90 days. I didn't know about the 1.8 million, so you've actually made me look silly. You've actually been doing. But yeah, thank you so much for taking the time. So with that said, I'm going to wrap up the call. You're going to see on the screen. You've got my the notes from Michael. I'll put these up on the website also, so you can download those. Any questions for us? Just go to contact. Go to our website, recruitmentmarketinginternational.com. Contact page. Contact us, and I look forward to speaking to you. For Michael, it's giving you his details. And guys, I think the lesson here is cold calling is gone. The days are gone. The days are long gone. And the key thing is, well, for Michael, he's very eloquently made it clear. Positioning, systems, automation, and that's really what you need to get set up. So with that said, I'll say adios everyone, and I'll speak to you soon, guys. Take care.